Hey everybody, it's Jeannie with Jeannie's Palette. Thanks for tuning in today for Christmas Palooza in July. And this video is part of a collaboration playlist hosted by Indie Annie Jones. Check out my description for the tag to her page and also the link to the entire playlist. Let's get started.
Alright, so let's get started. I'm not painting today. I'm going to do something fun that I love miniatures, and that's what I'm going to do. So here's what we have. This is one of those greenery ties from Hobby Lobby. And a little gingerbread ornament, Christmas wreath, some little red ornaments, and a variety of fun stuff. So let's get started. Now the base for my project today is this little pewter container, vintage container that I got from a thrift store. I love the look of it, and that's what we're going to use as our base. I've already stuffed some styrofoam in here just to give us something to stick our things into. And I was practicing on this little guy. I already stuck him in, so now I'm going to show you how to make him right quick. So we're going to take a little pipe cleaner, glittery, put your finger right here and then twist the ends together. And then we're going to do the same thing with a silver one, just a little pipe cleaner. I think these came from the Dollar Tree. And once we get those wrapped around and into one little stem, we're going to make a candy cane. We're going to put this together here like that, hold one end, and just twist them together to make it look like a candy cane. So we're going to take our little vintage looking candy cane and just put it right in our styrofoam. That's our little start. Now I have a little wood ornament from Hobby Lobby. We're going to paint this up red and white to match. So while that's drying, I'm going to take my greenery. I like this one because it's a little skinny one from Hobby Lobby. They do have them in other places, but I haven't seen them anywhere this thin. And this little tinsel ribbon, 20 feet of it, came from, or garland, came from the Dollar Tree. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to wrap it right around our greenery like a candy cane. And then after all the twisting, we just shape it into a little wreath, like so. And then we're going to take our little base and put it right on there. Now hot glue you can melt off. It's not going to mess up our little container at all. So let's get started gluing in all our little pieces. So I have decided, let's just spin it around. We've got all our little stuff, a lot of glue strings, but we can still see green in there. And these little bitty round styrofoam balls. I could put some fake snow in there, but I think these will be perfect for coverage. I'm just going to put those right in there to cover up. So for one last little touch, I'm going to add these little peppermints that I got from Hobby Lobby. I think I'm going to try to stick them in a way that is hidden, and then we don't have to snip it off, but they do break off pretty easily. So we just randomly put a few of them in there, finish her off. Whoopsie. And here it is. I think it is just adorable. And maybe a bigger greenery would have been better on the bottom. I'm just going to slowly rotate it so you can see the whole thing. Of course, this isn't so pretty on the back, but it's okay. It's going to be just hunky-dory. I love it. All right. Let's get started. So I'm starting out, I'm going to have some all-purpose caulk that I got from Dollar Tree, some little snowflakes from Hobby Lobby, and then I have these little ornaments, good size, but you know, not big enough for a door hanger really and truly. I thought they would be adorable little cookies. So let's get started on that and see how far we get. So I'm starting with the snowflake. I like the rounded edges on these little wood cutouts because, you know, when cookies bake, they have rounded edges and not pointy edges. Just remove that jute twine from there, and then we'll get started painting. So on my little palette over here, I have some Earth Brown Crafters Collection acrylic paint, some Master's Touch red ochre, and I'm going to also be using some copper. So let's get started here. I'm going to go ahead and paint this front side. Is my camera at? Okay, we got it. Let's just load up our brush with those two colors to give our cookie some dimension. Okay, so now we're all painted up. I did put white on the top, and just because I thought it was a little too dark. It's got to be done when it is wet in the brown, as you saw, so that it'll blend well. I think that looks really cute. Still dark around the edge, just like a cookie would be. Now let's decorate our cookie. Alright, so we got our outside edges done with the all-purpose caulk icing, and then we're just gonna make it look more like a snowflake. And I'll post pictures of those later on. Just gonna bake this one. No, it would have already baked before you put your icing on it, wouldn't it? Now I'm thinking it would have been much prettier with some of this opal glitter medium spread out on the cookie before I put that on there. It would have given it a little something something. I know all gingerbread cookies don't have glitter on them, but ours could. Hey, if you enjoyed this, I hope you will subscribe to my channel. It's a little out of my normal videos I post painting, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. And I hope you'll make some giant gingerbread cookies. So for this one, I got a large brown wood cutout from Hobby Lobby, plain wood that was not painted, and I painted each side with black chalk paint. I also had taped off the center and painted the center with white chalk paint. And then when I pulled the tape off, right where the tape was, I just painted with copper, which is a I think it's Decor metallic copper. Painted those stripes on.
And then you'll see the stencil fits perfectly between those two stripes. And tape that down, and then I'm going to use golden clear heavy body medium, and I spread that all over the stencil. I like using this on stencils because it dries with a raised look to it, so it's not just flat. Now I'm just putting on black paint. I think I just used the chalk paint here right on top of the clear gel, and then I'm going to randomly put some copper on top of that. It looks wasteful, but it really does make a beautiful thing when it dries. So I lift that up, and it does have raised edges. I did need to do a little touch up because I touched it down on the bottom, and then I did smear just a tiny bit up top with this gel. That is very rare to have bleeding, but probably user error. And here it is with a pretty bow on top. So here's our final reveal of our 3 projects: our giant gingerbread cookie, our door hanger, and our little assemblage of fun little Christmas items. Thanks for watching. I do hope that you will comment and give me a subscribe, and also, hey, check out the rest of the playlist, which is linked in my description. Merry Christmas in July.